I think we're seeing the beginning of what I think it will be the final leg up in the precious metals. I believe there's been a shift in asset allocation. I do believe that we're getting ready to launch higher past the all-time high nominal terms in gold around 2070 before the end of this year. We're in a new paradigm. We're in a new ballgame. We're in a situation where we'll see more and more momentum come into the precious metals. Silver's been lagging, but at some point it will play catch up, and I still believe it will exceed gold in percentage terms once this new leg starts in a very big way, let's say.
About 3 weeks ago, gold prices dropped to $1,815, its lowest price since before the U.S. banking sector crisis in March. At the time, people were talking about further drops in prices, even to the 2022 lows of $1,629. The gloomy economic conditions in and out of the United States, mixed extended expectations of higher prices, shook the resolve of even some of the biggest gold bugs for a minute. Though it's unfortunate that it took a crisis to turn things around, the events of the past 3 weeks have shown that, if anything, gold is still considered a safe haven asset in every corner of the world. When the going is good and the economy is perceived to be strong, investors take more risky bets and venture into various assets classes. However, even the tiniest bit of trouble brings everyone back to their senses and back into precious metals like gold and silver. Not only have these assets survived everything that has been thrown at them, from pandemics to plagues, depressions, and world wars, they've also helped investors maintain their wealth despite the constant debasement of fiat currencies over time. Though the current move into gold and other metals can be attributed to the ongoing crisis in Israel, there is a bigger crisis on the horizon. The collapse of the world's current fiat system is an eventuality that many precious metals investors have been preparing for decades. But they represent only a small percentage of the population. Many people are still strong believers in our government's ability to forever uphold this debt-based system. But someday it's going to come crashing down, and by then, it just might be too late for people to run toward gold and silver for protection. According to almost all financial sectors across all sectors, that day is so much closer than everyone believes. Renowned financial expert and publisher of the Morgan Report, David Morgan, is one of those who believe we are in the final phases of the current monetary system and entering into one where gold and silver thrive. He recently discussed his views on the ongoing gold rally and where we go from here. According to Morgan, this rally shows that many people realize the importance of gold and what it will mean in the next phase of global finance. We will now bring you clips from the interview, but before we do, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos on gold, silver, and other metals. Thanks, and enjoy the video.
I think we're seeing the beginning of what I think it will be the final leg up in the precious metals. I believe there's been a shift in asset allocation because, one, bombs move markets. So there's the war, and that, of course, puts a different perspective on financial commerce. The other part is the banks themselves have moved heavily into gold over the last year and this year. They continue to be big buyers of gold. And I think also the idea that the United States government debt sector, the bond market, considered to be the safest investment that you can make, really isn't. And that's the truth. And the truth is being put out in the marketplace, where you're seeing not only the higher interest rates, which means lower bond prices, but you're seeing China sell off more U.S. bonds than they have in a great deal of years. You're also seeing Japan is probably going to be selling off some of their U.S. treasuries. And so this whole question of just how valid is it that the U.S. debt market is sacrosanct and that, it's the best investment you can make. Again, it's not. So because of that, you're seeing a shift into what is. And what is something that's lasted 4,000 or 5,000 years, and that's gold. And because of that fact, you're seeing this move. Now, does that, it answers your question, and can I prove that that's what this last move was all about? No, I cannot. But we did see from October 6th, 7th, 8th at about 1830 all the way up to 1970 or so by the near the end of October. And I do believe that we're getting ready to launch higher past the all-time high nominal terms in gold around 2070 before the end of this year. And I want to remind everyone, and anyone that follows your channel knows this, but it bears repeating for new people, that $2070 as a gold price in US dollar terms is a bigger number than 850 in 1980. But if you took the all-time high in 1980 at 850 and you adjusted for inflation, it would be far higher than 2070 is today. So yes, it's a new high, but in real terms, it's not a new high. Once that's reached and that becomes support rather than resistance, we're in a new paradigm. We're in a new ballgame. We're in a situation where we'll see more and more momentum come into the precious metals. Silver's been lagging, but at some point it will play catch up, and I still believe it will exceed gold in percentage terms once this new leg starts in a very big way, let's say. The banks, and especially foreign countries that I wouldn't call them necessarily adversarial to the United States, but this global one world situation has been breaking apart for quite some time. And with the war efforts going on, it will continue in that way. So the idea that, going to have all get along with this one world government, no, I don't think that's going to take place. So what will take place is nation states will look after their own means of survival. And as we've watched, band together with the like ideology, and that's where BRICS comes in. There's a lot of differences in cultures and work ethic and manufacturing capabilities and all that among the BRICS. So that in itself doesn't guarantee it will work, but it does guarantee that there is a idea whose time has come, which means we're tired of the Anglo-American empire. We're tired of the London-based financial control mechanism that has been pervasive on the planet for so long, and we want an alternative.
Morgan believes we are moving away from the current one-world ideology that has the United States and the West at the center of everything, while other countries are pretty much relegated to the sidelines. According to Morgan, that era is dead and buried. Those countries that have been sitting on the sidelines are ready to break free and come into the spotlight to establish their own systems and ensure they have a say in global politics. Morgan says, though he's not certain what role gold will play in this next era, he is fairly certain that it is going to take a more prominent position than it does today. During the interview, Morgan speaks further about gold and silver and how he believes each will perform given current geopolitical and economic conditions. Let's get back to the interview.
Just to be clear, we might get another downturn or two. I wouldn't be surprised. In fact, I called the top. I still trade gold, not very often. One of my trading partners that we kind of have to collaborate, I'm saying take half our profits. I said that a few days ago when gold was higher, because I am expecting some kind of pushback from the 2000 level, which we did hit exactly that. But longer term, I coined a phrase, as far as I know, that silver will scare you out or wear you out. It could get these very abrupt moves that go very quickly, like we're outlining gold has done recently. And then you could get the wear you out where it just doesn't do a darn thing forever. And you just watching paint dry. I'm just not with this market anymore. I want to use that as a basis for what lies ahead. I think you're going to see gold, breach the 2070, we said a minute ago. And then it might start a new trading range where it bores people. But the idea is that it's in a new arena. In other words, it's setting a new high and walling around in that new higher ground. Let's say it's 2,200 to 2,300 as an example. This is where it may wear you out. This is showing you that the market's accumulating gold in a trading range. And this is where you want to be patient. Because once it continues up, there's going to be a point of no return. What I mean by that is once the market goes parabolic, it will accelerate. And everyone that's waiting for the pullback, waiting for a better price, thinking they should, do this or that, well, maybe I'll sell some real estate and buy gold, the market will run away from them. A bull market means that it'll shake off as many participants as it possibly can. So believe it or not, there'll be, I wouldn't say very few, but there will be a lot of people left behind that are gold bulls right now. There'll be people that own gold and silver right now that the market's worn them out, or the next phase that's a wear out phase will say, the heck with it. I don't need this much gold, or it's really not doing what it should be doing, or these type of things, and the market will take advantage of that, and they'll sell out just before the big move. So I think the best approach is to get a core position and just don't think about it until you need it or want it or want to make a sale or whatever. So long-winded explanation, but I could only say from my own experience and those of many, many investors I've talked to over 4 decades. And that is, you got to take a logical approach. We know the fiat system fails. What do? You buy precious metals. How much? That's a personal decision. But don't expect it to be there every day, reaffirming your belief system. Look at it for what it is. It's God's money that's there for whatever purpose or whatever need that you may have in the future, and leave it at that. Almost everybody that rides the bull up may not ride it to the exact top, but they will have fulfillment, satisfaction, and peace of mind as things unravel further. And in my mindset, that not only means personal calmness, but also the ability to help calm those around you, such as your family, your friends, your neighbors, your community, or whatever. So
David Morgan is certain that gold and silver are going to take more prominent places in investing and global finance going forward. Do you agree with his assessment? Please drop your comments in the comment section below. Also, ensure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and check out our other videos. Thanks for watching.